Hey, it's Romy. Thanks so much for tuning into the channel, Leo. This is your November soul story. So if you have a Leo sun, rising or moon, then the intuitive guidance and energy forecast delivered may well resonate and just help you to navigate some of the influences that are coming up for the month ahead. So I hope you enjoy. Thanks for being here. Let's go check out what's coming up for you. Okay, Leo, so we're into Scorpio season, and that sun is illuminating your fourth house of home and family, your roots, and really inviting you to be very tender with your own soul. It's a month when we're going to be realizing some very significant gear changes. They might feel a little bit awkward. You know, at the beginning of the month, we have Mercury moving direct on the 3rd, followed by Mars on the 14th, and then Neptune at the end of the month. Direct in Pisces. And when these planets station direct, they can be a little bit disruptive before they get the momentum going of that forward motion again. So we're likely to sense and feel still some confusion, still a little bit of uncertainty. But as we make our way toward that mid part of the month, particularly in and around the new moon in Scorpio on the 15th, you're going to feel a visceral change. Things are all of a sudden going to start to feel a little bit more tangible and real. And there's new information that I feel is coming to light. Now, we open up your reading with the Queen of Swords, an air sign. Could link into a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. But I think this is about you being incredibly grateful in some regards for the climb, because we see her on top of a mountain right now. Her emotions are somewhat contained because she has important decisions and choices to make, and she's trying to process and work through something, okay? The clarity is coming. And with that, Leo, I feel like you're going to be seeing things that you've never seen before. Now, for some of you, that may translate into the themes of that fourth house, which is about things connected to the home, to family, to your roots and upbringing, maybe, you know, understanding something within yourself or seeing something play out in a very new way. But as part of that, what you do need to be mindful of, Leo, is in and around your nervous system, because what we have is such a shift in the energies through November, and a quickening and a sense of urgency to get going and to sort of make those impulsive moves, that it might just feel like for a moment you're like a fish out of water with something. Now, in this instance, I quite like that the Queen of Swords come through, because in some ways she'll give you that sense of emotional detachment just to figure out what it is that you need to work on, to process, to come to a decision about, okay? And particularly if you have been somewhat surprised by some of the things that might be coming to light. Remember, we're heading toward eclipse season on the 30th of the month. We have a lunar eclipse in the sign of Gemini. Now, 11th house is your friendships, your social circles, the way you're moving in the community. And so, you know, the information that's coming to light, I feel you're meant to do something with it. There is an action that is going to be asked of you. You just need to make sure that you do it in the timing that feels right for you. Don't be coerced, don't be bullied, don't be pushed into doing anything too quickly, okay? Now, on the 12th of the month, we see the final part of the trilogy of this year between Jupiter and Pluto as that conjunction takes place. We had one on April 3rd and then again on June 30th. This time of profound transformation and expansion, really helping you to understand your power and influence. Of course, you've seen how it's played out in the collective very powerfully, but much closer to home. This is about the way in which you are aligning with so much of your own soul story right now, and perhaps that is influencing the way that you're looking at relationships. You can see the Queen of Swords is almost taking a kind of observing role towards this Two of Cups. So perhaps you're deciding upon the fate of a specific connection, a partnership, making a choice about an agreement, whether to pursue, whether to move forward. Now, the positive is, of course, with Mercury and Mars moving direct, it's a little bit more of a green light in terms of anything legal or anything that you want to sign to, or you actually want to know is kind of got a firm foundation beneath it in which you can build upon, you know. But what we're seeing with that Queen of Swords is that there is a need to step back and to sort of review something and look at it from all different angles. And I think you'll be really pleased that you did that, because I have a sense, Leo, that there might be something else that needs to come your way that's going to really help you to come to a place of deeper knowing about what's right, you know. Now, Knight of Cups coming through could be a water sign here, Scorpio, Cancer or Pisces. Certainly I do feel it's offers coming your way, invitations. For some of you, yes, it may come in on a more of a romantic level. For others, something more of a proposal that suggests a collaboration, a coming together. Again, I think you just need to be a little bit discerning right now, and also to take the time to figure out what the rich moments are for you in life right now. So what has 2020 taught you about what you need to thrive? What has it taught you about the relationships and the connections in your world? What has it helped to demonstrate about the way that you put boundaries up and how much you give versus what you receive? And really help you to be more discerning about the way in which things are presented to you. Because I feel like what you're being invited to do right now is to look beneath the surface. Remember, Scorpio season wants to dive deep and look at all of the details. And you know, as we move later into the month, Venus moves into the sign of Scorpio on the 21st. And then the Sun in Sagittarius the same day. So that's into your 5th house of romance. So there is this desire and want to get closer to someone, or certainly having that pull, perhaps, you know, feeling a little bit more drawn into situations that previously the doors have felt closed or blocked, because there's something about energy opening up and starting to feel much more achievable, tangible, real. So with that, you are just being invited to just, it's not cautionary, it's just like discernment. That's what it's about. Your Queen of Swords just wants to make sure that you don't rush into anything that you're going to later regret. I'm not really feeling that. I just think there's something about this sense of you actually just getting really clear on what you want, so that you can articulate and express that very openly to people in your life, and that's really going to help get relationships on the right level, whether it be personally or professionally. So card of the Lovers coming in here does link into the sign of Gemini, and of course that Queen of Swords may well be Gemini energy as well, so that could be relevant for you. Just thinking about that sense of duality with Gemini, and also having the 2 cups here, there is something about needing to balance something up within your heart, within your mind. So maybe there's a compromise or a sacrifice that you're thinking about. How do I make this work? I hear you saying, how can I make this work so it's not only favourable for me, but it also it kind of allows a favourable kind of positive movement forward for other people around me and the situation that I'm in right now, okay? Remember, clarity comes though, and I do feel you're going to be given everything that you need to make the right choices. I think there are going to be people looking towards you for that advice, that vision, and that foresight through this month, Leo. And so, again, take your time. Don't be rushed into sort of putting your perspective across. Now, from a work perspective, from a business perspective, this is going to be a really, really positive month to start to see the fruits of your labour and things coming together. There's a point of culmination and completion. And then, you know, if you are looking to launch anything, put your creativity out there, share a new version of yourself, a new vision that you have. It's all incredibly favourable as we move toward the end of the month and all the way through to the end of the year. So the Ten of Pentacles coming in, wanting to give that sense of stability for you in some area of your life. And I think that's really where you're coming from when you're thinking about the choices and decisions that you're going to be presented with through this month. So again, maybe there's a bit of a focus in and around family with that Ten of Pentacles coming in. Divisions, or, you know, coming back together in terms of reconciliations, or just really coming to a new understanding about the way things are. I feel a level of acceptance from you, which doesn't mean to say that you are giving up on something. It's just that you're choosing the path of least resistance for you. So what does that mean? It just means you're making healthier decisions than you ever have, and putting your well-being front and center stage, and also with the understanding that that's going to be supportive for the people who you really love and care about, whether they be blood family or soul family. But certainly what we're seeing is the opportunity to put things into motion that are going to give you an increased level of security moving forward. So if some of you are experiencing any kind of disruption in terms of your abundance, your finances, rest assured that there are more opportunities and inspirations that want to be delivered. It does require that you be on the lookout, if you like, on the lookout for those signs and validations, you know, so that you're ready to seize opportunities and to really demonstrate your value. And I feel that if you are proactive in that sense, especially in that second half of the month, then you'll see results come in quite quickly. So Four of Wands comes in, and perhaps for some of you there is a real focus in and around location at the moment, what's happening within the home environment, perhaps your places of work. Maybe you're looking at changes, renovations, expansions, even moves. But it's all about trying to readdress what has felt out of sync, out of kilter, out of balance for you. I see much more harmony coming in and something to celebrate, in fact. And it is about celebrating even the small wins. You know, it's about recognizing that you have already climbed a mountain. You have already climbed a mountain this year, you know, and in some ways feeling grateful for that and really understanding that slowing down at points, you know, even if it's just to take something in and really appreciate the simplest riches that you have is also going to be very, very important for your nervous system, because I think with the gear change that comes in this month, it could get really overwhelming really quickly as you feel like nothing's happening and then all of a sudden everything's happening all at once. Again, I feel that nice clarity coming through from the element of air, from that Queen of Swords, is going to be really, really positive for you, okay? There is a real sense of transformation coming in, and here we have the card of Judgment, a beautiful sense of rebirth and release of something. Now, the planet of Pluto is connected into the card of Judgment, and I do feel that that final kind of closing out of that Jupiter-Pluto conjunction on the 12th is going to mark something really important. You are drawing a line in the sand over something, and it doesn't mean that you are forgetting something, but you're almost just putting it in a safe place tucked away inside of you and just saying, okay, I now need to give myself permission to completely move past this, move beyond it, and move forward with my life. And yes, that might feel a little bit bittersweet, but it's also going to be incredibly gratifying and very satisfying to your soul, because what you're doing is just allowing space for so much new energy to come rushing in. And don't be surprised that the minute that you make that decision or you feel that change happening in your physical body, Leo, all of a sudden it's just going to be like so many things happen all at once. And I kind of have you in almost a bit of a frenetic kind of mode, because I just feel I've got messages coming in left, right and centre, you know. So anything that's been held back or delayed, you know, it's a little bit like the floodgates get opened, and it's like, okay, where do you want to be? What do you want to focus on? There will be choices, you know. This month is a time when the universe is going to start to demonstrate to you how so many things can knit together in ways that you never really anticipated. And like we said, you're going to see things that you've never seen before. And with that is a brand new understanding of the way that you want to live your life and how you want to express yourself. Excellent energy with the Page of Swords coming through again for just that communication. If you need to have important conversations, if you need to make a major decision and I don't even want to say justify, but that's the word that comes up. Justify it, not really to other people and not even to yourself. It's the way that you say it out loud, you know? So I don't want you to take like a negative connotation to that, but it just feels like the way in which you are able to communicate that to the people that need to understand and that need to know why you are taking this position, why you're going to do what you're doing, what you feel, and how you're going to move forward. That's coming forward really positively and favourably. You know, it just feels like the energies will come in to give you the best possible timing with which to do that. Now, she walks fairly precariously along this sword, you know, crossing this kind of
crevasse here, and yet she's completely focused on other things. So it's not really something that she's particularly worried about. So even if there is a little bit of a gap between, you know, where you are and where you want to be, where you need to be, and however that plays out, whether it's, you know, in terms of progress in a relationship, whether it's a financial issue that you're dealing with, whether it's something that you're trying to achieve in terms of your goal and aspirations, understand that there is more than one solution that's going to be coming your way, and all of them, any and all of them, will get you exactly where you need to be. So I don't need you to worry about the gap. I just need you to focus on the solutions right now. Yes, there may be a little bit of fear and anxiety that kind of wants to almost smack you in the face at a couple of moments this month, so be prepared for that. But it's only just that ego self that's just trying to tell you all of the reasons why you shouldn't and you can't. But you just need to override the system here. Really, you need to override the system. And I think the more tender you can be with your soul, the more gently, nourishingly, compassionately you can speak to yourself through these times, but also at the same time pull yourself up when you need to and take that clarity of mind. You know, we've got both the Page and the Queen of Swords coming through, so there's a decisiveness and an openness to learn, to be educated and to communicate from a place that really demonstrates where you're going, not where you've been, you know. And this Gemini eclipse, Gemini now in the North Node, wants to take you further. This is the destiny point, you know. And with that 11th house, it's also ruling the way in which you convey information. So how you're using technology to your advantage. Perhaps there'll be some changes in and around that connected to your business, or even the way that you communicate with friends and family. You might decide to, you know, come off one platform or start with the emergence of something new. Wherever you're going with it, it is leading you toward the future and helping you to make peace with something from the past, you know. I love the Hermit energy coming in for you because I just think it's giving you such a sense of wise counsel, you know. Linked into the sign of Virgo, it's also important because it means you don't miss anything. And actually, with both the Hermit and the Queen of Swords, your attention to detail this month, Leo, is going to be off the chart, you know. Like I said, you're going to see things that you've never seen before. And that's intentional on Spirit's part, because I think that's going to help you to come to some really important conclusions about different aspects of your life, and that could be an absolutely complete game changer, you know. Remember, eclipse energies bring in major news and major redirections. Sometimes they can feel a little bit disruptive, but actually you have some really strong, firm foundations taking place. But rest assured, the card of Judgment comes in to give that kind of almost finality to something, because the energy of what wants to come in now, the new path that's emerging, is too strong, it's too powerful. You know, you will yield to that because your soul is telling you that it's time, you know. So I'm seeing a lot of positive improvement coming in with this gear shift of energy. You might not fully realize the way in which you are coming across, or the way in which your energy is making the difference and influencing certain situations right now. So again, just be mindful of making sure that you're just coming at it from a place of integrity and truth. And I see that your influence will be really strong, really, really strong. And take that time to celebrate when you need to. So your oracle card that comes through is breath, life. And we have this beautiful heart shown here, and you can see the fluidity in the sense that she's kind of leaning in toward her heart, you know, so wanting to make sure that choices and decisions are really coming from a place of passion, knowing that deep in your soul it's what's right for you, it's what's good for you, and it is where you want to be. This is a time to really follow that North Star for yourself, you know. There's a very ethereal kind of feeling here. And I think when Neptune moves direct in Pisces, in that 8th house of transformation for you, there's so much going on with your deeper subconscious at the moment. And even in 4th house Scorpio season, it's a very internalized dialogue that's taking place with your emotions at the moment, okay? But what do you want to breathe life into, Leo? Because wherever you focus your time, energy, and attention this month, you are going to see results. You are going to see results. It's absolutely inevitable. Okay, you're in a really strong position to make the difference that perhaps you've been waiting to see for most of 2020. Okay, and expect that even between now and the end of the year, there could be some really, really surprise announcements, surprise kind of changes and redirections on your path. So be open to other possibilities that you haven't even considered, okay? So your Moonology card, a personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer. Of course, Cancer is connected into that 4th house energy. There's something very protective, very nurturing, very soul searching really about that, you know, and it's bringing up this element of trust and wanting to know that you feel safe. You know, there's something about you feeling the need to make sure that the people that you're surrounded with, where you are moving, the environments in which you are working, the family that you're connecting to is making you feel that way. Because when you get that locked in and you're feeling open to the growth and the progression that's coming in, you can do anything. Do you know? It just feels like with that level of safety behind you, that kind of underpinning foundational energy, you're going to use that as a really powerful leaping off point to what comes next. So if you do have a personal issue, whether it's come in relationship form or something that you've been battling with, grappling with for some weeks, November is absolutely the time, Leo, where you're going to start to see new information that's going to help you to come to terms with something, to fix something, to find a new solution, and to move past and overcome any kind of impasse. So that feels super, super positive in terms of what's coming in for you. So, Leo, this is a general reading for the month of November. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please do check in throughout the next few weeks, because some of the energy shifts might make more sense in terms of the messages that come through here. If you would like to join me for the extended version, we're going to go into this in a little bit more detail and pull out some deeper messages. We'll speak for another 20 minutes or so. You'll find the link for that in the description box or the comment section underneath. It's a way to support my channel, and I'm incredibly grateful for that. So I'm just going to invite you to think about a question that might not have come up in this main reading right now, and we will pull a couple of cards for you around that to see what comes through in the extended. Okay, perfect. Now let's just clarify this main reading. So just kicking off here with the Queen of Swords, bringing in the Queen of Wands energy, of course linked into you as a fire sign, but may also be an Aries or a Sagittarius. Three of Wands coming in as well. Beautiful sense of confidence and empowerment coming through at the beginning of this reading for you, and helping, I think, to make a decision of what you need to let go of, or really just to reconcile an emotional journey that you've had to go on. Two of Cups, Ace of Cups, there's certainly an indication of love and romance and the way in which you are embracing passion in your life through the next few weeks. Okay, we have a Page of Coins coming in. Maybe there's also an Earth energy. Second Queen of Swords coming through over that Knight of Cups. Maybe there has been a little bit of a block in terms of communication. That Mercury retrograde may well have impeded things in some regards. A little bit of holding back on your part or the part of someone else. We'll look into that in a little bit more detail. Seven of Pentacles coming through there. Choices. You know, even the Lovers is bringing choices. So again, it's not about being too impulsive. Just making sure that you are choosing what is right for you. Okay. Star card coming in here. We also have Death coming up. Of course, links in with Scorpio. Something to celebrate here, though, through this month, Leo. Okay, we have a King of Cups showing up here. Water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancerian. Magician. Card of Judgment, Ace of Swords. Yeah, absolute clarity comes. When you receive the information, there's no choice but to act on it. And you'll know exactly what it is that you need to do when that happens. Interesting. Wheel coming in with that Page of Swords. Something about a viral quality to something. News spreading very, very, very quickly. Okay. Okay, let's just pull a couple more for these oracles, and then Queen of Cups and the Tower. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. Leo, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you tuning into the channel, and if you want to continue with the extended, then I look forward to going into this in a little bit more detail with you. All right, bright blessings. Speak to you soon.